Coach,
Marco,
how you doing, my man?
I'm good hanging in there. How about yourself?
You know, not bad, not bad. Waiting for the summer to start. Yeah, man, we haven't talked in a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
I know
What's,
you
what's
were kind
cooking?
of being on the hush hush, right? You weren't really couldn't really talk about stuff at first.
Yeah, we just low key right now.
Hmm. Well, so I mean, answer whatever you can. If you can't talk about it, that's cool. I'll back off. Um, so first question is the rematch official?
Yeah.
Is there a date?
Uh, all I know is August. I don't know the exact date.
Do you know where?
I'm here in Vegas, but I'm not sure.
You're not sure, but it's official. Everything's signed. They're good to go.
From what I understand.
Are you guys training
I,
yet?
I ain't at the table.
Oh, right, right. Are you training for it yet? Has that begun?
Well, I don't move in until they call me. I don't know if he's in camp yet or not, but I don't move until they call me or come in at a certain time.
How, like in general, in the past, at what point do you usually come in? At what point of the camp?
Depends on the opponent.
Okay.
2, 3, 4 weeks. Depends.
Okay. So let's clear. I'm sure we could clear this right up, but there's so many rumors about Calvin's gone, you're gone. There was beef. There's that. What do you have to say about that?
We family for life. Case
Doesn't
closed.
doesn't he have a tattoo of Calvin on him or something like that?
Um, I'm not sure. I mean, I've heard somebody has some tattoos, but I don't sit and stare at the tattoos.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'm not sure.
All right. So the first question is, in that first fight, how did you see the scorecards?
I had Tank up the first 5 rounds, and then I had Tank winning like most of the second half of the fight. I forgot the exact rounds, but I had him up.
So you're saying you had him winning the fight.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, okay. So the first question, or not question, but I'm gonna give an observation. So for me, he looked a little off mentally. Like he seemed that he was arguing a little bit more with the refs than I've ever seen him. Did you see that? Did you think he was a little off? You think he was a little maybe not focused, or what do you have to say about that?
I don't want to speak on it.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know,
Okay.
it is what it is. It's history now.
It's history. Okay, so we won't
Yeah,
we can't touch on that.
it was a good, it was a good fight.
It was a good fight. Now another thing. So people kept talking about how what's the third coach's name? I forget his name.
What's that?
What's the third coach's name? The one who was kind of head coach in that fight. I forget his name.
Barry.
Yeah,
Barry.
him. So a lot was made about Barry taking the lead. Can you explain to us, like, what does that even mean that he was taking? Because all three of you were there.
I don't even want to speak on it because I don't even I don't even want to speak on that fight.
You don't talk about that fight at all.
No, it's history.
It's history. Okay,
It
can
was
we
a good
talk?
fight. It
Can we
was a
talk
good
about the
fight.
rematch?
It was a good fight. Um, all I can say about the rematch is it's gonna be way different.
It's going to be way different.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. I mean, because you don't have to speak on it, but like to me, he looked off, right? He looked a little, off, obviously.
That's what
Um,
most people. A lot of people said he looked off.
I mean, he did. He was. I've never seen it. He was arguing to the point where I remember he got hit a couple times because he was busy arguing with the ref, and it's like he doesn't do
Hmm.
that. And of course the whole knee thing, which he looked a little off. And this is what I tell people. I go, look, it looked like Roach had fought the perfect fight, right? And Tank looked off, and Roach still only got a draw doing that. So
He was at he definitely was at his best. He trained hard. He knew he was going up against, and he did his best.
he did his best, right? And he still was a draw. So I believe in the rematch. People are asking me, who do I got? I got Tank as long as he comes in how we usually see him. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, okay. Okay. So that was that. Is it true the Jake Paul fight? Was that really next? Do you know about that?
I haven't heard anything, so
So you didn't know?
it's rumors to me because I haven't heard from neither side.
Okay. Okay.
You know,
Okay. Because yeah, that's kind of, I'm sure you heard the rumors they were saying it was supposed to be Jake Paul next with Tank, but then obviously because the Roach fight was so close,
right?
it scrapped it. Okay.
Hmm.
Was there anything about, or is there anything about Roach that surprised you?
I've been on Roach since he was a pup, man. He's
Okay.
always been at the top of the amateur game. Always been at the top of the pros. Good fighter.
Mm,
Good stable. I wasn't surprised.
no. Okay.
He definitely can fight.
I mean, did his ability to take Tank's power surprise you?
Um, I'm gonna say one thing, and I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't want to speak on it no more. He didn't take Tank's power.
Oh shit.
So I'm
Okay.
gonna leave that at that.
Okay. Okay. So, okay. Is that so the camp now? I wish you could elaborate, but
No. Let's leave that alone. Let's move on to the next.
okay,
They'll
okay,
understand in the future.
okay. No, I get it. Um, is there a plan after the rematch? Is there any plans? Has he spoken about anything? What he wants to do? Retirement? Anything?
Nope. Nope.
Nothing.
Mm-mm.
Nothing. Damn. Okay. Okay. And now, if you had your choice on who would come after Roach, is there anybody you'd want to fight?
Whoever step up to the plate. No picks.
What you think about the young man who's fighting this weekend, about Keyshawn?
Who's that? Keyshawn?
Yeah.
I mean, whoever they line the stars up, whatever they line up.
Whatever happens.
Yeah. We don't have no picks.
So who do you see winning between Keyshawn and De Los Santos?
They both. I think Keyshawn got better skills, but I think Santos hit harder. You
Okay.
know,
Yeah.
but because you hit harder than somebody, it doesn't mean you can take their punch. So it's gonna be a good fight.
Do you know who's can you choose a winner?
Man, I'm had to rock with the better skill fighter, Keyshawn.
With Keyshawn. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Santos been off for like 2 years with some type of injury. I don't know what the injury was, so his timing might be off. You never know.
Okay. What are your thoughts? Same question about Zapeda versus Shakur.
Shakur will clearly outbox him.
Okay.
Yeah, I got Shakur outboxing.
You think Shakur could take the power and the aggression, no problem, huh?
I think his power is overrated.
I kind of agree with you actually, but he
And
gets all those knockouts.
he's aggressive, but he's not real technical with it. Just wide, come in with wide shots.
Uh-huh. And defensively, I think you can't just earmuff guard against Shakur. You're gonna get plastered.
No. I think Shakur won't punish him.
Gonna punish him. Damn. Okay. Um, so I was asking something before, so I'm curious to your opinion on this as a coach, right? Do you think it's okay for a fighter who is having a good training camp, doing everything he needs to do, whatever, to take during camp, on nights off or whatever, to take time and go see a show and go unwind? Or do you think they need to just focus and do nothing fun?
I think if a fighter's training hard, sometimes during camp he could take a day down so he won't peak out or rest certain part of his body. You know what I mean? And if it's a disciplined fighter, he can slide out and go to the movies or something
Yeah, it doesn't
and
have to
come back
be
the next day.
doesn't
You
have to be
know,
Rocky 4 where he's up in Russia not talking to
yeah.
anybody.
Disciplined, mature fighters, they could take a day off.
Mm, mm.
You know, that might be included in some camps. I'll train this amount of days, take this day down, come back, train this amount of days, take this day off, and, throughout the camp. People train different,
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
so
Yeah,
they
I mean,
peak out. I've seen fighters peak out, man. They peak out and still win the fight, but I see them peaked out going to a fight.
mm, yeah. Yeah, I think it's important. I think it's important to kind of balance it out. But some
Mhm.
people, like you said, if they're undisciplined, then maybe they need to just
Stay
stay.
focused,
Yeah,
lock in.
yeah. Yeah, wow. Okay. You saw this weekend's fights, I assume, on
Yeah,
Saturday?
yeah.
What'd you think of Charlo, first off?
Charlo looked good, man. To be off for what is off 2 years?
Something like that,
I
yeah.
think his distance was a little off. Like he was, he allowed himself to get too close before he threw his punches. But other than that, he looked good.
He
He
looked
looked
good.
good.
Do you
It's,
think it's a case of the opponent was just kind of not nowhere near his level, or do you, because sometimes it's hard to decipher.
no, no, no. I mean, they made the fight opponent talk shit,
Mm-hmm.
and Charlo. No, even if Charlo would have went in there, well, he did go in there and effed him up, but his timing was off just a teeny bit.
It was off. Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
he looked good. He looked good, but his distance was off.
do you think he could fuck with Canelo at 68?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. I would
Okay.
love to see him get the winner, but I think Crawford gonna retire. But if not, I'd love to see Charlo get the winner of that fight.
It might happen, I mean, him and the brother, remember he was grabbing his fucking crotch while he was
Yeah,
beating up on Errol
yeah,
Spence.
yeah. That would be a nice fight.
Okay. And what'd you think of Plant? Like, what do you think? Why do you think
I
he got
think
outclassed?
Platt did good. He did. I don't think. I think it could have been at least a draw.
A draw.
Yeah, yeah, because he didn't go in there and beat the champion up,
Hmm.
convincingly.
Okay. So you thought it was a draw.
Yeah, it could have been a draw.
Hmm. Okay. So did Plant look a little off to you or no?
He did look a bit. I don't know if it was his he slowed down a bit. I don't know if it was his training camp or what, but I still think it was a close fight. It was a
Hmm.
close fight.
Yeah, I mean, and we didn't even talk about, because I haven't talked to you in a while about the fights in here in my hometown in Times Square, right? With the Ryan and with the like, and why I'm bringing this up is the fight Saturday just messed up a big fight between Charlo and Plant. Now it kind of knocked the wind out of the sails,
Yeah,
just like Ryan and even Haney who won. I mean, what'd you think of Haney's performance?
Haney won, but it was crazy, man. It was crazy. It just didn't perform. He was just running, man. Literally, he
Do you,
was punching and moving, trying to get the hell out the way at the same time. He was like you see, he was scared to get hit.
So what I was going to ask you was, I saw two different scenarios, and I'm curious which one. Either he's scared to get hit and he has PTSD from what Ryan did, or maybe he was so focused on not fucking up the rematch that he's like, "Fuck it, I'm going to win no matter what." Which one do you think he was more trying to save the rematch from not happening, or do you think he was just PTSD'd from what Ryan did to
For what Ryan did to him.
him? Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you think Ryan's reason for? I mean, he threw no punches, Ryan.
I think they had a history of response. Some things happened in the gym. Ryan knew some things about Rolly that the casual fans don't know, so he was being cautious. Rolly can crack, man.
Mm-hmm.
He can crack.
Did Tank say that Rolly's the hardest puncher he ever fought? I heard somebody say that.
Yeah, he did say that. He said that once.
Wow.
So Rolly can crack.
Okay. Okay. So, because like, I'm not a fan of them making these fights. Like even Canelo, like yeah, he beat Skull, but why are they making these tune-up party pooper fights because it already ruined 2 big fights for us.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't understand the point of that, but you know, okay. Well, so you guys have no kind of future hit list set up. You're kind of just going one fight at a time.
Yeah, just want whatever they put in front of us. No hit,
Mm.
no hit list.
So why is everything so tight-lipped? Like you guys, is it Tank doesn't want to talk, or all you decided we don't like what? Because usually you guys are a little
Yeah,
more
because
open.
people take what we say and they switch our words up for clickbait. So we kind of falling back,
Oh wow. Okay. Because it was, I mean, but it seems like it's being taken real serious, this
Yeah.
rematch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we just falling back and let the world be suspense until whatever happens,
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder why they didn't announce it yet officially.
Good question.
Right?
Yeah, good question.
They've been talking about it for a while, and
Yeah, I mean, with the way the world operates today, with all the podcasts and internet stations, you don't really need the TV media like you used to. If
right.
you're a
But
boxing fan, you follow the boxing podcast.
yeah, but the problem is a lot of them. I'm not saying that they're lying, but they get misinformation. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but you follow the horse's mouth. That whatever Tank posts, when he posts, that's what you follow. You know.
Mm. Right. Yeah. And that's what I tell people. I'm like, you got to follow either the fighter or the actual promoter or the
Right.
network. Like when
It's the
DAZN,
network.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
That's
So,
that's it.
yep. So, because I remember right after the fight, right away, people are like, nah, rematch. And then we didn't hear anything for like 3 months. And I remember thinking maybe Tank was like, you know what? I don't want to, like, what's the point? Because I know he's
After
been,
the fight, after the hard training and the fight,
mhm.
don't nobody want to talk boxing for a while.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. I remember thinking he was kind of like, whatever. Like, let me just finish my plan of having a few fights because he's been talking about retiring a lot. Oh, look, let me ask you this. This isn't about the Roach fight, but do you think that this changed Tank's attitude in terms of the retirement talk and like, nah, let me have a few more? Or do you think it's more just I'm just focused on Roach, not having anything else after that?
I haven't heard anything. It's hard to say.
Uh-huh.
It's hard to say, but whatever he decide to do, I'm gonna support him.
You guys are there.
Yeah.
And it's going to be, again, all three of you, right? Nothing new, nothing else.
Time will tell. Time will
Oh,
tell.
there might be something else?
Hey, we have to
Oh,
let the clock tick and see what we get.
oh shit.
See,
Well,
I don't wanna say nothing that people take my words and switch them up. You know what I mean?
twist it up. Yeah. Well, there was a video of him over at Coach Abdullah, right? Was that his name? Yeah, Abdullah, right? The dude in Atlanta.
Oh, that's a good friend of ours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I know him. So because they showed him in Tank working, and that's why I hit him
yeah,
up. And he was like, nah, he's not. I'm not training him. They were just in town and came to
yeah.
my
It's a
gym.
real good friend of ours.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. Okay. Um,
A trustworthy friend.
Aha. Okay, I got you. Look at this. So you got it forming like Voltron, man. What's going on?
You can't trust everybody in this sport, but he's one of the ones you can trust.
Uh-huh. Damn. Okay. So let me ask you this: Are you extra motivated and excited for this next fight? Or are you looking at it like every other?
Wait a minute. Say that again.
Are you extra motivated and excited to get this rematch in, or are you just
Oh
looking
yeah.
at it? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And why? Like, what about it specifically? Why is it making you like
I
excited?
can't speak on it, but
Oh,
I'm motivated.
damn. So is this stuff gonna come out? What you can't speak on it at any
Yeah,
time?
it'll come out. It'll come out eventually.
It'll come out. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
for sure.
thinking some kind of injury or something. I don't know, man.
No, It'll come out eventually.
It'll come out eventually. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking some kind of injury or something.
No.
No, no injury.
No.
Damn.
No injuries.
No injuries. Okay. Now I'm talking about like during the fight, maybe there was something wrong.
No.
No, nothing like that.
No.
Damn. Now I'm stumped, but okay. We can't get into it. I get it. I get it. What do you think of okay, so at 135, 140 right now, who do you have? I know obviously you have Tank number one. What are the next, I want to say, two fighters that you think are the most dangerous besides Tank?
Abdullah Mason.
Okay, the young man, the young gun.
Yeah. And the most avoided is the Cuban kid.
The Cuban kid. Who?
I forgot his name. He beat Keyshawn in the Olympics.
I forgot his name too. I know who you're talking about though. So those are the two most dangerous. Damn,
Yeah.
so you don't even have Shakur in there, huh?
No, he's not dangerous at all. But the most avoided is the Cuban kid. I don't know why I can't call his name.
Andy Cruz?
Yeah, Cruz.
So you don't okay. So when I say dangerous, let me be specific. Dangerous in terms of he could possibly get a victory. Because Shakur is not dangerous, but he could, stay away, do what he does, but you don't see him dangerous at all.
Nah.
Okay. Damn. All right.
Mm-mm.
And then
I like Shakur though. He can box. He can box though.
Yeah, of course he can box,
Yeah, he can box.
He can stay away.
I think Abdullah Mason and Cruz. Now, Abdullah Mason is dangerous. Cruz is the most avoided. He's dangerous too.
And so when Abdullah got dropped, did you look at that as a vulnerability, or did you look at it as he showed he had balls and heart?
Yeah, he got hot. It comes with the territory. Trinidad got dropped down to every fight. Larry Holmes got dropped. Great fighters, you know what I mean? What's the Japan little kid over from Japan? He just got dropped. He got dropped a few times.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a champion's job to get up.
Okay.
Get past that adversity.
Right.
Being a champion.
Absolutely. So you heard that Pacquiao is fighting Barrios, and then, well, first of all, how do you got that going? Pacquiao Barrios.
I want Barrios to win because I don't think it's fair for somebody to come out of retirement and get ranked number whatever he was ranked at.
Yeah, I know.
In front of everybody that's ranked. You just moved him out the way. Up and coming fighters and put him back after he had his run and retired. It's not fair. Boxing, the ones that's in charge do what they want and they disrespect people, Shit ain't right.
So you want Barrios to win, but do you think he's gonna win?
It depends on what I think it depends on what Pacquiao shows up. Can he still punch? You know what I mean?
I mean, probably, right?
I think Barrios will pull it off. His Pacquiao last few performances wasn't, that great.
Because there was talks recently, and you talks about Pacquiao and Tank fighting. Have you heard? You've ever heard anything like that?
I never ever want to see that fight.
Why not?
Because as soon as Tank beat him, the Pacquiao was too old. He don't get credit for beating the young men he beat today. So he gonna get credit for beating Pacquiao going on 50 years old.
That's true.
That's
true. I mean, I don't understand why but at least Pacquiao's fighting for a belt. At least he's trying to do something. But
he's fighting for a belt, but should he be fighting for a belt? It's not fair to the fighters that's ranked in the top 10.
Absolutely. Well, but what about the argument that, well, he is a legend? Does he get a pass?
But he had his run.
Okay.
It's not fair. If you sitting in number 5 and I'm coming out of retirement and they bump you and put me number 5 because of my history, that ain't fair.
No, it's not.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's, ever since Tyson and Roy, man, all these retired dudes are coming out, and it's usually exhibitions. This is an actual sanctioned fight for a
And they
belt.
both, they Tyson and Roy, they both, they wasn't taking anybody rankings. They was just performing for the
Yeah,
people. You know,
exhibitions. But I'm saying it
exhibition.
it was a trendsetter to get all these kind of legends, retired guys coming back. I think because
Yeah,
before that, nobody did that.
right. I
Nobody.
think that's a good thing for the legends. The ones that kind of mess their money up to make a little bit of change, get back on their feet. You know what I mean?
Okay. No, that's true. That's
They
true.
deserve it. You know,
That's why all these guys want to fight Jake Paul.
Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think about if Tank did fight Jake Paul? What do you think about that fight? Because I know you said you didn't hear anything about it, but do you like it? Do you care?
If it would have happened, the weight is huge, but I think by Jake Paul not having the experience, Tank would beat him.
Like knock him out, or like how do you see it going?
Possibility of knocking him out.
Do you think there's any danger of a 200-pound, 6'1" dude or whatever who does have power? We got to give Jake some credit. I mean, I believe he could punch. Do you think how dangerous is that he lands a shot and he's 80 pounds heavier than Tank?
If he was a skillful fighter and he got the right torque on his punch, the right distance, the right, coming from the feet up, it would be dangerous. But right now he don't have that.
So you look at him punch, and you don't think that it's really a danger.
Nah. Mm-mm.
Wow. So would you want that fight? Like if it would you be for it? I know it's not up to you, but I'm just curious. Do you like that fight for Tank?
Yeah.
And what? Because of the cha-ching.
If Tank won it, yeah. The weight is crazy though.
It is. It is.
That's the only thing. You know, the weight is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, that's 80 pounds, right? Something like that.
Yeah, but it's
Or not 80,
yeah,
but
it's a lot of weight.
it's yeah, like
That
it's
Tank can't get up. He can't gain no weight.
nah. What's the heaviest has Tank? I've heard you guys tell me he sparred light heavyweights. Has he ever sparred heavyweights? I mean,
He knocked a few guys heavyweights out, light heavyweights,
light
middleweights.
and heavyweights
Yeah, he knocked a heavyweight out before.
in sparring, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Middleweights, like welterweights,
Wow.
you name it.
That's crazy. Like I heard you guys had told me about the middleweights and the light heavies, but I didn't know he was knocking out heavyweights.
Yeah, he put a heavyweight on his ass before.
Because like I feel like because he's so much faster. Like I think if Jake lands, it could be a problem. But I don't think he could land because Tank is so much faster.
Too
You know?
slippery. Too
Yeah.
slippery.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So you'd be for the fight. Well, I mean, we'll see what happens. It's a good payday, right?
Hey,
For everybody.
anything better than a blank, right?
Yeah. But what do you? So speaking of, we're talking about the old fighters. What do you think about Chavez Jr. versus Jake Paul?
Oh man, it depends. If he was walking around clean, he got a strong chance. But if I'm hearing he was doing a lot of drugs and stuff, you can get the drugs out your system, but the scar tissue's still there. You know,
I like that. So you think it's
if he got a lot,
irreversible?
if he got a lot of scar tissue in his body, it's not going to look too good for him.
So who do you got winning?
Man, I think Chavez is a bit more skillful.
Yeah,
You know,
but almost 40, right? Possible alcohol, drug problems.
right?
So you would
So
go
it's a 50-50 fight.
50-50. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how Jake first he almost fought
And then
Canelo.
I seen Chavez. Excuse me, I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's okay.
When he first started training, had all this foam coming out of his mouth, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked crazy like a rabid animal.
What do you think caused that?
He was on a exercise bike, foaming at the fucking mouth, like damn.
What? But
So
what do you?
I think his body was kind of like, detoxing or some shit. I'm gonna find the video clip and I'll send it to you.
Yeah. Show me. Ew, that sounds nasty, but I'll watch
Yeah,
it.
he was foaming at the mouth, man. I'm like, dang. When he first
Oh,
started training.
wow. Okay. Shit. Okay. That's gross. I'm visualizing that, and it's grossing me out. And I wonder, is that drugs? What the hell? I mean, what
I've
the
seen people want to strip foaming at the mouth, similar to that. That's what made me think, he
hell?
was out there.
Because I mean, I think, look, Chavez in shape, even at 40 and focused, I think kicks the shit out of Jake.
Yeah, he's more skillful.
And way more experience, right?
Exactly.
Got that legendary DNA, but we don't know.
He kind of that's I ain't gonna say messed the DNA up, but kind of shamed it,
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. That's but also that's like a tough act to follow if your pops is
Yeah,
that.
dad was a bad man.
Mm-hmm. Bad man, real bad man.
I remember him carrying his son to the ring on his shoulders.
Which fight was it? Who was he fighting? Do you remember?
I'm not sure, but his son was about 6 years old at the time.
Yeah,
And Senior had him on his shoulders.
yeah. He was. Yeah, he was. Man, I
Yeah.
remember Hector Camacho, and I used to when I was fighting, I sparred Camacho Jr., but I remember him bringing Camacho Jr. to the ring too.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember Camacho just winning the Golden Gloves or something. And his dad was just winning the fight the same weekend.
Uh-huh.
Man, that was
Shit.
years ago.
Shit. Yeah, that was a long time ago. That'll be fun. Okay, I guess last fight. I'm curious your opinion on how do you see Usyk versus Dubois going?
I want to see Dubois. What's his name? How you pronounce it?
Who? Dubois?
Dubois. Yeah,
I think it's Dubois. I don't know.
I want to see him win, but for some reason, every fight he just keep eating right hands over and over again. It's like I'm wondering if his camp see it.
Yeah.
That's the only problem I got with him. He don't know how to get away from them right hands.
I mean, you remember the body shot heard around the world. I thought it was a clean shot. Did you?
Yeah, I thought it was,
And
but
people, maybe you could, since I've said this, but coming out of your mouth, I think it'll be a more valuable statement. That's not how you react to a body shot that hits you. Excuse me. That's not how you react to a shot that hits you in the nuts. The way
no,
Usyk reacted, is that how people get hit in the nuts react?
no,
That's how they react when they get hit in the body, clean.
exactly.
Right. But Usyk keeps trying to say hit him in the nuts, and I'm like, do you need a ruler? Do you not understand human anatomy? Like your nuts isn't in your belly button, right?
Unless he deformed or some shit.
Yeah, I'm like,
you know.
So you got who you got in that fight? Who would you choose? Who you picking?
It's 50-50.
I got Usyk because the last fight, if you remember, Dubois just quit. He got hit with a hard jab, took a knee, and was done.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But he might have did something to make up in the camp to make up for it this time.
I hope so. I mean, Usyk is vulnerable to the body. There's a video still. I don't know if you've seen it against Beterbiev as an amateur. Have you seen that
I
fight?
see that.
Beterbiev drops him to the body as amateurs.
Wow.
Yeah, and then he gets up and he wins. But
he got dropped to the body.
He got dropped to the body. Got hit kind of like almost a kidney shot, like a little bit behind his. But he was turning and it hit him right behind his back.
Wow, I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah. Nah, that's crazy. So that'll be fun. I mean, all right. Well, Coach, I appreciate you, man. I won't keep you any longer.
I appreciate you having me on, man.
Yeah, man. Of course. Let's talk after this rematch, or maybe a little before it too, when it's announced officially.
Yeah, that'll work.
You're the man, man. I appreciate you.
Peace.